Kia ora. More wet, windy weather in store as we head in towards the weekend. There's a series of low pressures that run closer towards us as we head through the rest of this afternoon. This area of low pressure will drive wet weather across the Bay of Plenty and across the North Island, while some of the clearer skies will be down in the far southern parts of the country, down through parts of Southland. But you can see we are looking at that wet weather running in towards us. But keep an eye up towards the north. That's where our next area of low pressure runs in. A rapidly deepening area of low pressure swings across that far northeastern corner of the country, brings a wet and windy looking at night towards those far northern parts of the country. But I think we are going to find that rainfall then spreads across many parts of the North Island as we head into Saturday. You can see some dry skies down across the South Island, a bit of a clearance through there as well. This rain should pull away from the North Island, with the heaviest rainfall across places like the Bay of Plenty, the Coromandel, and especially that northern parts of the eastern coast up towards Tairafti, but some clearer weather towards the end of the day. Watch out though for some stronger winds that's still with us through the night time Saturday and towards Sunday for the Chatham Islands. There is a strong wind watch for you that runs from the latter part of Saturday through in towards Sunday morning. For the top of the North Island and places like the Tasman area, there are also some heavy rain watches in place as we head through really that latter part of Friday and in towards Saturday for most of us. If I step just out of the way, you can see that we have got those watches that cover places like Northland, Auckland, the Coromandel. This watch here for those areas west of Whakatane in the Bay of Plenty runs right the way from now through till 6 a.m. on Saturday, with that wet weather staying with us through most of Friday, but another pulse of heavier rainfall through the night time, and then that wet weather across those northern parts of Tairafti and also across those western parts of the Tasman district as well. But I think we start the day on Saturday rather cloudy and grey across many parts of the North Island. As this low pressure slides just to the north of East Cape, it will feed a fair bit of wet weather in towards those more northern and eastern parts, but it moves through fairly quickly. And by lunchtime, we'll start to find some clearer skies and perhaps even some sunshine returning towards Auckland. But places like Wellington, Wairarapa and out towards, say, the Manawatu, we might not find that clearance until later in the day, in towards the evening. Still an odd shower, not out of the question with these more southwesterly winds, but generally an improving story for Saturday after a fairly wet looking start. Keep an eye on those watches. You can find all the information on the Met Service website. In terms of our temperatures, places like Auckland reaching highs of 15 or 16 degrees Celsius, 13 there in Wellington, and our overnight temperatures are relatively mild between about 9 and 11 degrees Celsius. As we head down towards the South Island, we'll start off with that band of rain from Nelson down towards Christchurch, a bit more of a patchy affair through parts of Canterbury, and generally drier and clearer down south. Still a few pockets of mist and fog in some of those inland valleys. We should find those start to clear up as we head through the daytime. Some brightness and some sunshine returning towards Christchurch towards the end of the day. But you can still keep hold of more cloud and showers on that western side of the South Island. But generally on the eastern side, it's a brighter story, just a touch more cloud pushing back in towards the Canterbury coast as we head through the afternoon and into the evening. In terms of our temperatures, highs in Christchurch of 14 degrees Celsius, but you can see we've got a cooler looking night still as we head in towards the early hours of Sunday. Temperatures back down towards or even just below freezing through many parts of Canterbury and in those inland areas of Otago as well. For Sunday, we'll still keep hold of another area of low pressure. That brings a fair number of showers across this western side of the country, generally drier and brighter out towards the east, but those showers will push a little bit further out towards the eastern side of the North Island as we head through the daytime. Some stronger winds as well around those coastal parts of Northland, but they'll start to clear off as we head on in towards the end of the day on Sunday. But as we head in towards next week, we're back into southwesterlies. High pressure trying to build across from the Tasman Sea. So by the time we head through in towards Tuesday and Wednesday, things are generally looking more settled. These fronts that will swing through quickly but weaken away, and some more quieter weather in store for the middle part of next week. That's it from me. This is from metservice.com.